What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and I hope I sound a little bit better than I did today on part 3 of Off the Script. But regardless of that, thank you for tuning in to my channel here on YouTube.com this evening. WWE Hell in a Cell just went off the air on the WWE Network. This is your official review with me, JD from New York. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is your #1 source for all WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. This is your Hell in a Cell review and results for 2014. All right, I will go over the card. I will go over the winners and the losers and what I thought and where WWE might be headed following Hell in a Cell this evening from Dallas, Texas. Now, I want to go over a few things. #1, today was a shit day. Okay, today was a real shit day. Something happened on YouTube with my channel that I really didn't anticipate upon waking up this morning. It's going to have a slight impact on what I will be able to do and what I will be able to use. Trying to get my YouTube partner and my group of guys on YouTube to try and rectify this entire thing. I will go over it more in depth on Off the Script this coming Friday, episode number 37. Okay. Now, if you guys missed Off the Script, I do have parts 1, 2, and 3 listed down below in the description. If you guys missed any of your WWE news and rumors for this week, Off the Script is your place to catch up on everything you need to know. It is my personal podcast every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go and check that out. Links to all 3 parts this weekend for episode number 36 are down below in the description of this video, okay? #2, congratulations to you guys if you did well on tonight's poll. WrestleRumble.com. I didn't do too bad. I did better than Summerslam tonight, but I don't think I won any of the prizes tonight. I hope one of you guys who actually took the initiative and entered the whole pool for WrestleRumble.com, I hope you won something, and I hope I have the right to say that one of my viewers, one of my subscribers, won the polling and won one of the top prizes on WrestleRumble.com. Thank you guys so much for actually participating in this. If you did, the guys over at WrestleRumble.com certainly appreciate your interest in what they do. The next one, I'm not sure if they're going to do one for Survivor Series, but I do think the next one is going to be the Royal Rumble. So look forward to that. I will definitely fill you guys in on the next Royal Rumble Pick'em with WrestleRumble.com. Okay? Now, I also want to mention Chairshot Reality. If you guys don't know who they are, shame on you. LeBar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish, the #1 talk show on the internet when it comes to professional wrestling. Go check those guys out, WrestleZone.com. Their homepage is linked down below. They also have a YouTube page. Go and check them out. All the stuff that you don't see on WrestleZone.com will be uploaded on YouTube as exclusive content for that channel only. Go over there, subscribe if you have not done so already, and show those guys some love. Tell them that me, JD from NY, sent you over there, all right? And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, if you want to subscribe to this channel, what the fuck you waiting for, man? Subscribe for the #1 place for WWE news and rumors, and Twitter at JD from NY206 if you want more of what I do right here, okay? Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, and that is WWE Hell in a Cell. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about my opinion of WWE Hell in a Cell. I think the WWE needs to get rid of these gimmick pay-per-views, okay? It does the match no favor whatsoever if you're building a pay-per-view around that match. The Hell in a Cell has lost so much interest over the years. It has lost so much as far as being impactful over the years because the WWE tends to have 2 Hell in a Cells in one night. You know, whereas years prior, we were lucky if we even got 1 Hell in a Cell in 1 year. Okay? I am not interested in seeing Randy Orton and John Cena inside a Hell in a Cell, whereas they probably would have had the same match outside of that kind of environment. The Hell in a Cell has lost a lot of luster, it has lost a lot of interest, and it's lost a lot of that wow factor that the WWE really kept special with the match years ago when Mankind and The Undertaker took part in that Hell in a Cell. When Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker took part in the first ever Hell in a Cell. The match was created because of what happened at SummerSlam between Bret Hart and The Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels screwing The Undertaker out of the WWF Championship at the time. That match needed to be contested inside of Hell in a Cell because The Undertaker wanted his revenge. He wanted fucking blood for what Shawn Michaels did to him in that SummerSlam main event in New Jersey. Okay, he screwed him out of the title. Hell in a Cell was born. We haven't seen matches like that since its inception. And the WWE, again, this evening, has failed to bring back that special feeling when it comes to Hell in a Cell. Some of you guys may not agree with me. Some of you guys may have looked at this pay-per-view and thought it was a spectacular pay-per-view. It was better than average. I look at it again, and I say this almost every pay-per-view review that I do because the WWE doesn't make these events feel special, okay? This is a Hell in a Cell. The WWE should make this feel special. Instead, they go into this, it's set up like a Monday Night Raw, it feels like a Monday Night Raw, and the winners and losers and the match results feel like a Monday Night Raw, except it's on the WWE Network. I say this every month, after every pay-per-view, but there's no other feeling, there's no other way around it, and it's really frustrating as a fan, okay? Hell in a Cell pay-per-view needs to go away. I think I'm going to do a behind the mic, another behind the mic, and give you what I think the WWE should do to rectify this clusterfuck of a pay-per-view schedule that they have going on right now. I'm going to exclude these gimmick pay-per-views. I'm going to insert what I think would be better and what would bring a lot more attention to the WWE product. I know the WWE is trying to save some money. They're trying to, conserve money here and there, budget cuts left and right. But you need to spend money on making the product look like you fucking care. Hell in a Cell tonight just showed you the WWE does not care. And it was quite evident by the crowd, okay? Hour and a half into the show, I'm enjoying it. I'm okay. It is what it is. But the crowd died off simply because, and one of the biggest reasons is, you gave them no reason to care. You gave these people no reason to care about a Sheamus versus The Miz. You gave these people no reason to care about AJ Lee versus Paige. You gave none of these people a reason to care about Rusev versus The Big Show. You gave none of these people a reason to care about Goldust and Stardust defending the tag team championships against the Usos. The only thing that stood out on this pay-per-view, again, was Ziggler and Cesaro. Okay, certain spots in the Cena and Orton match. And then you got the main event of Ambrose and Seth Rollins, which, again, I reported this, and it was reported widely over the internet, that Cena and Orton was going to close the show. Kudos to WWE for allowing Rollins and Ambrose to close the show the way it was supposed to be, okay? Kudos to them. Great fucking decision. WWE sometimes, surprises me. So I'm glad that they actually made that decision. But all in all, this pay-per-view, you didn't miss much if you wanted to skip out and watch The Walking Dead instead. If you guys wanted to watch Total Divas. If you guys wanted to watch Bar Rescue. All three of those shows are usually what I watch, okay? Total Divas I don't watch on my own. The girlfriend likes watching that shit. But usually Walking Dead and Bar Rescue is my back-to-back 1-2 punch on Sunday night. But Hell in a Cell was tonight. It's a WWE pay-per-view. I got to do my job as a WWE content creator here on YouTube.com and give you guys my full opinion on the show. So if you missed it, if you wanted to watch The Walking Dead instead, you didn't miss anything, okay? I'm going to go over why you probably could have skipped this show and probably not missed anything, all right? Let's start off with Ziggler versus Cesaro. Run-of-the-mill opening match that we really, we see in the last couple of pay-per-views. They start the pay-per-view off hot with two guys that could legit go, with two guys that are legit beasts. Ziggler and Cesaro, two of the best wrestlers in the industry today. I don't give a shit if you don't like him. Ziggler is a top guy. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's got the IC title. It's doing him no favors. Ziggler's actually making the IC title look better than anyone in recent memory because of who he is. Okay? Now, the IC title means nothing. It's never meant anything in the last couple of years. It's the lowest it's been in years, okay, as far as I can remember. But Ziggler is a class act. He's a great in-ring performer. He's got the look. He's got the charisma. He's got it all to be a top guy. WWE seemingly does not want to push him to that next level. Cesaro is a legit beast. I thought Cesaro was going to take the match tonight. But these two are probably going to have another set of matches. You're probably going to see this on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. I would not be surprised if we don't. If we see it on Monday Night Raw. I would be shocked if we don't see it, actually, on Monday Night Raw. But regardless of that, it was a great match. It went about 15, 16 minutes to start the pay-per-view. And Ziggler retained the title. I thought Cesaro was going to take it, being that Ziggler was on a losing streak most of the month. And I thought they were going to give it to Cesaro. I thought WWE kind of, was done with Ziggler as the IC champion. But Ziggler retains in a great match. Really nothing special here. It was a great match. Don't get me fucking wrong. It was a great way to start the pay-per-view. The crowd was into it. It was hot. There was a lot of near falls. A couple of big spots by Cesaro with some big-time maneuvers. But if you've seen the last couple of pay-per-views, the WWE tends to start these shows off hot. There was no better way to do it with Ziggler and Cesaro. Ziggler takes the match, retains the Intercontinental title. Moving on. Nikki versus Brie Bella. I actually commented on Twitter saying that I'm going to go for a beer run. I'm going to go drink a beer. I'm going to take a bathroom break. Being that the Nikki Bella and Brie Bella feud really hasn't done anything to pique my interest. I thought this was just going to be another run-of-the-mill Divas match that wasn't going to do anything for this viewer. But when I sat down and I watched what they did in the ring, no botches. It was clean. It was physical. It was raw. They actually were stiff with each other in the match. And Nikki Bella actually came out on top in what I think was a decent match. They surprised the fuck out of me. I thought it was going to be a clusterfuck, but kudos to the Bella Twins for putting on a halfway decent match that really I should be slapping myself for tweeting that out. I thought it was going to be a shit match, but they really came to Hell in a Cell tonight, and they wanted to perform. They got a good 10 minutes, and it was a great match between the two. Nothing special. It was a regular Divas match. But they were stiff, there was no botches, they knew what they were doing, and they worked well with each other. Why not? They're sisters. Nikki Bella won the match. Brie Bella is now her assistant, or bitch, for 30 days. That should be interesting. I hope they just don't cheese it up too much on WWE TV. Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos. Absolutely nothing special here. Nothing special here. If you've seen this previously in the months prior, This feud has been going on for the last 2 months. Enough is enough already. I'm a huge fan of Goldust and Stardust. I think Cody Rhodes in his role as Stardust with his brother is great. Great pairing. They work well together. I would rather have nobody else as tag team champions right now, but enough is enough. It's time for a change. The Usos really need to take a step back. I do not want to see any more matches between these two teams. We need a new challenger to arise in the WWE and challenge Goldust to Stardust. Who might that be? I have one team in mind, and that team is the Ascension. I want the Ascension brought up. I want them challenging for the tag team titles, and I want them to eventually capture the tag team titles and give us a string of matches with Goldust and Stardust that could potentially be some of the best tag team matches this year. But all in all, decent match. You didn't miss anything if you missed this. Goldust and Stardust retain the tag team championships tonight against the Usos. Enough is enough. No more matches between these two teams. We need some new blood. We need some revitalization in the WWE tag team division. Cena versus Orton. Orton didn't look injured tonight. Everybody was saying Orton was having a disc problem in his back, or bulging disc. He got fucked up on Monday Night Raw, which it certainly looked like he did, but he looked like he was ready to go tonight. One thing about Randy Orton is turning himself into a face on his own. The WWE is not making this decision for him. The fact that the RKO is so over is going to be the defining point in Randy Orton turning into a good guy or face, okay? The RKO right now is so over, more over than I think it's ever been, as long as I've been watching Randy Orton in the ring for the last 10, 11 years. The RKO is going to turn Randy Orton face, and there's nothing that the WWE can do about it. If they don't want Orton to turn face right now, too late. It's on its way to happening, all right? The match itself with Cena was very boring to start, but they kind of picked up, and the story that they told in the ring was not bad at all. I just don't think this match really needs to be contested inside a Hell in a Cell. They didn't use the cell as a weapon. They didn't use the cell or their surroundings to make a better story. The cell was just there for visual, okay? They didn't use what they were given with that 20-foot cage above them, and that's a problem. If you're not going to utilize the cell the way it's meant to be utilized, why is it, above these two guys in the ring? Why are these two guys inside that structure? I just don't understand that. This match would actually have been better if the Hell in a Cell was not involved. I just think the Hell in a Cell kind of took away from what these guys did, And I think these guys made the Hell in a Cell look bad, just like the previous pay-per-views have done in previous years, okay? But all in all, you guys don't want to hear this, but John Cena came out on top tonight. I knew Cena was going to win. I had an idea in place with, Orton and Lesnar. Maybe WWE wanted to give us something fresh. They didn't want to go that route. This is WWE. Why would they want to give us something fresh? They want to build the Royal Rumble around two huge superstars. This is a mistake. Okay? This is a mistake. Why is this a mistake, JD? Because Royal Rumble doesn't need a star-studded WWE Championship match. It just does not. The reason why you watch the Royal Rumble is to watch the Royal Rumble. You don't need Lesnar and Cena, two guys that we've seen how many times already this year? We don't need to see it again. We just don't. The WWE Championship should be defended. Okay? If Lesnar and Cena is going to be booked, it should not happen at the Royal Rumble. It should happen at Survivor Series. Why are you going to wait? You're going to prolong this storyline to lead into the Royal Rumble? You're just going to give John Cena a granted WWE Championship match and have him build this storyline with Lesnar all the way up until the Royal Rumble? How is WWE going to do that when they can barely get by week to week with building storylines now on Monday Night Raw? I just don't believe it. If they want this match to happen, if they want to put this match on Survivor Series and give Survivor Series that big pay-per-view feel, do it then. The Royal Rumble doesn't need a WWE Championship match of that caliber, okay? And I mean at that caliber, and I'm talking like Lesnar and Cena is some big attraction now. It's not anymore. We've seen it. It's done. It's passé. We've seen it already. It's not going to have that impact anymore. You played it out. You fucking beat it over the head with a fucking baseball bat. Enough is enough. John Cena is lucky to be even getting a WWE Championship match. You didn't even describe or explain to us why he lost to Dean Ambrose and is inserted in a match that the winner is granted a WWE Championship match. I don't understand that. Again, WWE has these huge loopholes, this huge logic gap, and they don't address this to the audience. I don't understand that. They failed to even explain why John Cena is getting a championship match or a match with Orton, and the winner of that is granted a WWE Championship match. They failed to even explain that. Why? Why? Now we have to see Lesnar versus Cena again? Have it happen at Survivor Series. Do something else with Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. Okay? I don't understand this. And that's what happened tonight. Cena wins. It was a decent match. I'm not going to lie. It was a decent match. The story that was told in the ring was decent. Alright? It was your typical Cena-Orton match. RKO's out of nowhere by Orton. Okay? That's his new thing. RKO out of nowhere. He turned one of John Cena's 5 moves of doom into a RKO. He turned an attitude adjustment into an RKO. And like I said, the RKO is going to get Orton over as a face if the WWE wants it or not. It's inevitable. Okay? But Randy Orton, I really thought WWE was going to give us something fresh. Apparently, they didn't want to go down that route. Cena wins. Cena Lesnar is booked. We don't know when. If it's Survivor Series, if it's TLC, if it's Royal Rumble. We just don't know yet. But it's going to be interesting to see how WWE builds this storyline up and what's next for John Cena. Are we going to continue seeing Cena versus Orton again? Are we going to see Cena versus Rollins versus Lesnar? I don't know. Or Cena versus Orton versus Lesnar, triple threat. I don't know. Is Seth Rollins going to be involved? I don't know. WWE really hasn't given us any ideas where they want to go with this. And I don't even think they have any idea what they want to do. But regardless of that, Cena is now your #1 contender for the WWE Championship, whether you like it or not. I don't like it, and I thought Orton should have won the match. Sheamus versus The Miz. Sheamus retains the U.S. title in a match absolutely nobody cared about. Sheamus at the end of the match played some kind of puppet show with The Miz, who he knocked out, and everything that he did with The Miz, using him as a ventriloquist dummy, Sandow kind of imitated the movements of The Miz. It was completely fucking stupid. It was embarrassing, and I don't like seeing that kind of shit on my TV, okay? The next match that we had on the pay-per-view was Rusev versus The Big Show. Rusev obviously was going to get the win here, and that's exactly what happened. Rusev makes the Big Show submit with the Accolade. Surprising finish. Big Show submitted tonight to the Accolade. I thought Mark Henry was going to turn heel. I thought he was going to betray the Big Show. I thought he was going to attack the Big Show after the Big Show had hit the big chokeslam on Rusev. Rusev kicked out of the big chokeslam, and Mark Henry really didn't play any role in that match except trying to come down and support Big Show. But all in all, Rusev and Big Show really put on some decent matches, better than I anticipated at all, or better than I expected. But in the end, Rusev needed to win this. You needed to make Rusev look strong, and that's exactly what they did. Big Show was the casualty. He submitted to the Accolade. Rusev gets the victory via submission over the Big Show. AJ Lee versus Paige. AJ Lee retains the Divas Championship over Paige. I don't see Paige winning this match from the get-go because she's going to be on Total Divas, and if you guys remember, I reported on Off the Script, Vince McMahon does not want any of the Total Divas on the E! Network to hold the Divas Championship, so I figured AJ Lee was going to win that one. Crowd was dead at this point. They really did not invest their time in Paige versus AJ Lee, but regardless of that, AJ Lee retains the Divas Championship. And finally, the main event that should have been Rollins versus Ambrose. You guys are not going to believe this, but what I took away from this match to close this review, WWE and the way they scripted this match really wasn't that creative at all, okay? They tried to relive the past with Rollins and Ambrose, and what I mean by that is the match started on top of the cage, very similar to what Mick Foley and The Undertaker did at the King of the Ring, okay? Ambrose started the match on top of the cell with the two goons, Mercury, and what's his other name? Well, I forgot his fucking name. I can't think of him right now because I'm so fucking tired. But you got Jamie Noble, that's his name. Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, two guys, two of Triple H's goons up on top of the cell. And they're battling it out. You got Ambrose nailing these guys with a kendo stick. And then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins goes up there. They start the match on top of the cell. They start brawling on top of the cell. Next thing you know it, these two are hanging off the cage, very similar to what HBK did during Bad Blood with his match against The Undertaker in the first ever Hell in a Cell. Same spot, same kind of fall, but instead of just one of them falling, both guys fell at the same time off the side of the cage onto both the Spanish announce table and the American announce table simultaneously. Soon after that, the match came to a halt. It was stopped. Michael Cole was like, oh, this match is over, blah, blah, blah. Again, they transitioned what was going on with this match and took a page out of what Mick Foley and The Undertaker did at King of the Ring. Ambulance came down, the stretcher came down, the EMT crews came down trying to wheel out both guys. Ambrose fell off the stretcher, said, fuck this. He's battling Rollins in the aisleway. And then the match continues, and moves on inside the cage, where it was very physical, it was very brutal. These guys used the cell to their advantage. They played with the environment that they were given. Table spots, cage spots, throwing each other into the cages, steel chairs, you name it, it was done. It was used the way it was supposed to be used. Rollins and Ambrose could have given us a classic match, but the WWE did not know how to book this match correctly. Instead of giving these guys their own history, instead of giving these guys their own identity, they relied too heavily on what happened in the past. They relived, or tried to relive, HBK and The Undertaker. They tried to relive the classic moments of Mankind and The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. Instead of giving these guys something new to work with to create their own memory for the new fans of the product, they wanted to remind you that WWE is not creative. They don't have any more new ideas. The Hell in a Cell match is not special anymore. The Hell in a Cell match is played out. There's nothing new that the WWE can give us fans. They rely too much on the past, and it was quite evident that the WWE tried too hard to give us a special match with Rollins and Ambrose. Instead of giving us their own version of Hell in a Cell, WWE relied on what they did in the past and made these guys go out and try to mimic what was done before them. Not the right way to go. And I know you guys might have enjoyed the match, but I'm telling you, as the truth from the eyes and the ears and the fucking mouth of a true wrestling fan, this is what happened tonight. If you don't believe me, tough shit. That's the way it went down, okay? There's nothing special about Hell in a Cell. There was nothing special about Rollins and Ambrose. It could have been a classic, okay? It could have been a classic. But the WWE, again, failed us. And Hell in a Cell is supposed to keep all outside parties on the outside of the cage. Kane is interfering, using fire extinguishers. You got Bray Wyatt making his return to the WWE, okay? I don't know what's going on with Bray Wyatt. I don't know if they're transitioning his character from what was now into some kind of sadistic cult leader. You know, I don't know what's going on, but the lights went out, and I thought there was something wrong with the WWE Network. But the lights went out, and all of a sudden, you see Ambrose stand in the middle of the ring, and you see a fucking hologram in the middle of the ring with a hole inside the center of the canvas. All right, the hologram shooting up. It looked like some kind of ghostly figure. Cool effect. I'll give him that. It was quite creative. But at the end of it all, Bray Wyatt comes out and attacks Dean Ambrose. Before that, you hear this kind of satanic whispering going on. Bray Wyatt. I knew it was Bray Wyatt as soon as the lights went out, because it could have been nobody else. But Bray Wyatt with his satanic language or whatever the fuck he was talking with. Then we seen the ghostly figure, the hologram, and all of a sudden Ambrose is being attacked by Wyatt. Why does this make any sense? How does this make any sense? Is Wyatt now a part of the Authority? Is this going to be a new corporate ministry? What is going on with Bray Wyatt? Why is he attacking Dean Ambrose? These are the answers that we need on Monday Night Raw. Because right now, it doesn't make any sense. I know the WWE wanted to reintroduce Bray Wyatt. I know WWE wanted to make a big splash with Bray Wyatt again. But it needs to make sense. It needs to be logical. Okay? This could work out for the best. I'm sure Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt are going to put on a hell of a fucking series of matches. But as of right now, as we conclude this pay-per-view, it doesn't make any sense. Why? I'm sure Bray Wyatt is going to explain to us why, but is Bray Wyatt associated now with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon? Is this the 2014 version of the corporate ministry? Are we going to see the Ascension brought up now and wreak havoc on Dean Ambrose? I don't know. But all I need to know is Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. Does this make sense? Are we going to get the answers that we need on Monday Night Raw? I know the WWE, like I said, wanted to reintroduce Bray Wyatt, but as of right now, from this viewer's point of view, it does not make any sense, okay? And the cheesy endings and the interferences inside Hell in a Cell completely tarnish the image of the match. The Hell in a Cell was created to keep people out. But always in WWE's logic, somebody always finds themselves into the fucking match when they're not even a part of it, okay? And the ending also reminded me of Bad Blood when Kane came down and ripped the fucking door off and stared face to face with The Undertaker before delivering a tombstone, and Shawn Michaels ended up winning that match. Again, WWE took a page out of their history book and applied it with Bray Wyatt interfering in the match in a very Kane-esque way tonight on Hell in a Cell. Nothing was original. Nothing was stamped in the Rollins-Ambrose history book as being creative. Nothing. It was all done. It was all rehashed. It's all been done before. We've seen it once before in the past. Nothing was new. Nothing new was brought to the table. That was Hell in a Cell tonight. But the main thing that we need to know is why. And I mentioned this on Off the Script several weeks ago. Every storyline WWE needs to come up with, okay? It could be the greatest fucking series of matches in the entire world, but you need to have that one question regarding everything that they do is why? Why is this happening? Why are these two fighting? Why are these two feuding? Are we going to get that question answered on Monday Night Raw? That's the big thing. If we don't, I don't know what to tell you. WWE, again, is just relying on their young guys to get them through the year with absolutely no storyline behind it or backing them up. And that's a damn fucking shame, all right? But that's my Hell in a Cell. I was going to say Monday Night Raw. That's my Hell in a Cell 2014 review. If you enjoyed the review, please leave a like on your way out the door. Greatly helps out my fucking channel. If you're new here, subscribe. What the fuck are you waiting for? All right? If you missed my previous videos off the script, parts 1, 2, and 3, links are down below. Thank you guys for taking part. If you did in WrestleRumble.com, make sure to check out Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com and on YouTube.com. Joe Cronin Show, who's got a review going on live right now. If you guys want to go over there to his channel and go check that out. He's probably doing a huge review for about 2 or 3 hours. Go check him out. Link to his Twitter and YouTube down below in the description of this video. I may not be doing a Monday Night Raw review because I do work tomorrow night. I will be missing 2 hours of Monday Night Raw at least. I am forced to work a 1 to 10 shift tomorrow. I should be home by 10:30. One of my managers is away, so I am forced to work. I might not be able to do a Monday Night Raw review, but I will see what goes on. I'll try and get one out for you guys, hopefully on Tuesday, if I can catch up and find out what's going on regarding WWE storylines following Hell in a Cell. So don't be surprised if you don't see one, but I will definitely try and get one up for you guys since you've been enjoying them the past couple of weeks, all right? This is JD. Thank you for watching my Hell in a Cell 2014 review. Possibly a Monday Night Raw review. If not, don't worry about it. I will be back on Friday with Off the Script, your WWE news and rumors for the current week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm JD, and I'll see you guys next week.